A new theory tonight in the University of Idaho homicides, and it may provide new insight into Bryan Kohberger's mindset and possible motive. Kohberger, who was arrested in December and charged with the deaths of 4 students, may have come across his alleged victims at a much earlier date than first thought. More than a few weeks, more than a few months, more than a year. 2 weeks before the murders, Kohberger reportedly sent a series of messages to one of the victims on Instagram, according to People magazine, which is what many thought was the earliest contact he had with the victims. The recent court documents show authorities submitted several search warrants to social media companies, which date back to January 2021. That would put us back nearly 2 years before the murders. In a tweet this weekend, former FBI agent and NewsNation contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer said, "Interesting how far the search warrants went back in time. Why January 2021? Did Bryan Kohberger somehow meet Kaylee or Maddie on a possible school visit early on? What made Kohberger choose Washington State University? Did Kohberger have a nexus with his victims sooner than we thought?" Could also be that they're just trying to make sure they don't miss anything. But let's ask the person who said it, former FBI agent, NewsNation contributor Jennifer Coffindaffer. Thanks very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it. All right, so take me through this. Your theory is that they're asking about January 2021, not just to be inclusive, but because they may actually know something?
Well, whenever you're a law enforcement officer and you're meeting with your prosecutor and you're putting together these search warrant packages and subpoenas that we haven't even seen, you very specifically outline the date range that you want, and you have to have a reason for wanting this date range. I think it's very interesting. It specifically tunes into TikTok, Tinder, and then also Google. And it also is very specific to particular people. Ethan is not even considered in these particular set of warrants. And so I think that gives us some clues. It tells us that law enforcement believes possibly that they had a connection well prior to the time frame we thought. And that could either be through social media or through physically meeting them on a visit there.
And you think that it's possible that he may have chosen Washington State University to get his degree or to study because of some sort of relationship connection to the victims?
I think it's possible. Certainly law enforcement is going to be looking in every direction, including that direction. Could that have led him to choose this university clear across the country from Pennsylvania, where he had previously attended for his undergraduate and his master's degree? What took him there? That has to be at least considered. And when you look at this time frame they chose, I think that gives us a pointer as a possibility.
And the search warrants call for E11 all activity logs of the accounts, including who the account followed and unfollowed, location data, and messages sent or received from the account. So should we expect that all of that information will be turned over?
Oh, yes, it'll be turned over. And another reason why law enforcement likes to limit their date range to what is pertinent and what they believe could lead something in their investigation that would be important is you don't want to go over, all of this information going back too far in time. It is so much to look at. If you just see this document dump, they call it, or documents that you see, it's hundreds and hundreds of pages long. Imagine what the returns look like. It's going to be thousands of pages long. So there was a reason that they put in these specific parameters.
Jennifer, thank you very much for coming on the program. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.